Don't ever be afraid to do this. Hey guys, Ken here. Welcome back to the channel. Got a couple of announcements that I wanted to bring to your attention before we get into the main video today. A couple of things that happened. One good, one not so good, and then another one that was good. The first one that was good is, as you can see, I'm rocking my new jacket. My new blue jacket I bought. I went out to the local store here and just purchased it. It was about, originally it was $60, but they had it on sale for 30% off, so I paid like 42 bucks for it. But it's basically a windbreaker with some big zipper pockets, and it's very lightweight, and it's water resistant. Not waterproof, but water resistant. You need that, you know, if you're going to live on the Oregon coast, you know, because we get a lot of wind and a lot of rain. So that was a good thing. Not so good thing that happened yesterday. I was hoping on this video to show you my new hat. I just basically went to my Redbubble shop and realized that Redbubble is now offering hats as products that you can put your images on or whatever you want to put, you know, kind of design on. And what I did was I put together a new design with Ken McDougall Photography and my new logo on the hat, on this black hat, and it looked really cool. And I placed an order for that, you know, because I wanted a new hat. This hat has seen better days, and it's just time to replace it. So I went ahead and did that. I placed the order, and I don't think it was Redbubble's fault. I think what happened was, you know, Redbubble, I placed the order on August the 16th, and they shipped it out on the 18th. It was like 2 days, and it was shipped, you know, printed and shipped. But what happened is I think UPS messed up because they put it through something called UPS Innovations. I'm not exactly sure what that means. I think it's where UPS starts out with the delivery, but then they hand it off to the post office and they finish the delivery, but I'm not exactly sure. If you know anything about this, you know, feel free to share it in the comments. But anyway, I was supposed to get the hat yesterday. It said on the tracking, arriving today. And I waited all the way to 11 o'clock p.m. and it just never showed up. I don't know where it is. I checked the tracking and it doesn't have a tracking history or anything. So I don't know where it is. So I had to contact Redbubble and explain the situation. So they'll get back to me in a couple of days and we'll find out what's going on. And maybe I'll wear it in the next video or the next one after that. But who knows? But anyway, that was the second thing. The third thing that happened that was good, I always like to end things on a positive note. A couple of days ago, eBay awarded me the honor, the dubious honor of becoming a top-rated seller. I am now a top-rated seller. So if you've ever wondered if you could sell postcards on eBay and become a top-rated seller, yeah, you can. Because I did it, and I know several other people that sell postcards on it that have done it. And, you know, to be honest with you, I wasn't even pursuing it. I was just running my business the way I normally run my business, okay? So, you know, they notified me and they said, you are now a top-rated seller. So I took it up a notch and I went to top-rated seller plus, okay? And all I had to do to get there was I just had to change one thing on my eBay store. I had to offer free returns. I was offering free shipping to begin with, and I met all their other criteria, but I just needed to change it and offer free returns, which I did. And now if you look on my eBay store, it's all my listings say top-rated seller plus now. Oh, and by the way, if you want to check out any of my photography work, I price it really, really reasonable. In fact, I think I'm the cheapest on Redbubble. The link is in the description. What I wanted to talk to you about in this video was pricing, okay, and how you price your items, but specifically not being afraid to stick to that price point, even if a buyer balks at it. You know, if they contact you and they say, oh, your prices are way too high or anything, you know, you don't have to make excuses for your price point. It's your business. You can set it the way you want to set it. You run your business the way you run your business. I had a situation yesterday that happened, a buyer contacted me about one of my cards. I was selling the card for $8.25, and he basically contacted me through the eBay messaging system. And he wasn't nasty or anything. He wasn't unprofessional. He just asked me, because it shows the card that he's interested in, and it said, would you be willing to take $4 on this with free shipping? Let me know, and I'll, we can make a deal or something like that. But, I wanted to just share with you the way I responded back to him. First of all, I always do everything in a professional manner, okay? That's something you want to make sure whenever you're corresponding with a buyer, always be professional, because sometimes eBay monitors those transcripts. And sometimes, you don't want to be caught on the short end of the stick if there's a problem and you want eBay to side with you and they end up siding with the buyer because you were nasty. So you don't want to do that. So what he did was he asked me that question, and I wrote back and I said, hi. I didn't know his first name. If I had used his first name, if I knew it, I would have always used it. That's another video. I got all these subjects coming up in my head lately. But anyway, I responded back to him. I said, hi. I said, just so you know, I don't sell any of my postcards at that lower price point. Now, that is what they call a very definitive statement. And whenever you're in negotiations with somebody, you want to use definitive statements rather than what they call open-ended statements. Open-ended statements would be something like contacting him back and say, well, I could lower the price to this, and, I hope that's okay. But if it's not, I can drop the price. And, it's almost like, sounds like you're begging. And people can't stand that. When you're begging for a sale or anything like that, you want to come across confident. You want to come across not cocky or rude or anything, but just you're very confident in what you sell your price at, and you're very comfortable with that. And you don't make any apologies for it or anything like that. So what I wrote him back was one definitive statement. I said, I don't ever lower my prices to that lower price point. And then I ended it with a period. And then I followed it up with another definitive statement. And that's important, because if I left it there, he could have come back with, well, what's the lowest you're willing to go? Or how much are you willing to sell this for? And then it gets into a back and forth negotiation. And that's what I'm trying to avoid, because I just don't have the time for that. If you love negotiations, hey, knock yourself out, but I just don't have the time. So I followed up with another definitive statement, and I said to him, I can't remember the exact phraseology, or the way I phrased it, but what I said to him was, I price my postcards at what I consider a fair price that's profitable for me. And just so you know, my prices on my postcards are non-negotiable. In other words, they're fixed and they're non-negotiable. Thank you for your time. Have a great day. And that is, that's a second definitive statement followed, one definitive statement followed right up with another one, okay? That basically says to that buyer, you're setting the terms, okay? You're in control, you're setting the terms, and this is what I'm willing to do, and this is what I'm willing not to do. And it's hard to come back on something like that. I know that they could probably come back and say, well, what's the lowest you're willing to take? And I would just write them back and say, I've already explained that in the last message to you. Thanks for your time. Have a great day. Okay. I just make it short and to the point. And like I said, I'm not rude. It's just called, being confident in what you know and what, if you've done your research, if you've checked comps. I see people do that all the time on eBay. They start making apologies for pricing what they, price their cards at, because the buyer thinks that it's too high a price. So they make the seller feel like you've done something wrong. You've overpriced your product. You've ripped people off. And they almost like try to shame you into lowering your price. If you've checked your comps and you've checked your prices, and even if your price is higher than what the comps say. Many times I've checked comps, and the comps suggest on eBay that I should sell this card. The average selling price for this card is $2.99. I'm not even going to go there. Like I said, I don't sell my cards for anything lower than a certain price point. So I price my cards at what I think is fair and what is profitable, because, hey, let's face it, we're in this to make money. Okay, whether you're trying to make money, full-time, part-time, whether you're trying to turn this into a full-time business or whatever you're trying to do, you're in it to make money. You're not in it to give your cards away. You're not in it to, there's nothing wrong with charity, but there's, you're not a charity. You're a for-profit business, or you're a for-profit person trying to make some extra money. I mean, I've seen some cards sell on eBay for like $1 and free shipping. I'm like, how do they make any money? When you take out the eBay fees, the final value fees, the cost of postage, the cost of envelopes, the cost of gas back and forth to the post office, the time's no profit in there at all. In fact, you're losing money. So, price your cards according to what you feel. Set a bottom line. What's the lowest you're willing to take? And don't ever reveal that, by the way, to a buyer. And that's for another video. I'm coming up with all these ideas. Okay, but don't ever reveal that. But just set a price that you're comfortable with, whatever your bottom line is, and don't ever go below that. And then price, your postcards accordingly. Keep moving my camera. Oh, maybe I had too much coffee this morning. But anyway, like I said, be professional. Don't be rude. Just run your business the way you run your business. Don't be afraid. Okay, that's another thing. When I was growing up, I used to watch some of the junior high school and the high school football teams, practice. And one time I was standing next to one of the coaches. I think it was junior high. And he was talking to a player because he was trying to help this player, perform better. And one of the things he said to that player was, which caught my ear. I wasn't trying to eavesdrop or anything, but he looked him straight in the eye and he said, "Get the fear out of your eyes." Because he said, if your opponent sees that you're timid or you're fearful or you're indecisive, he's going to stomp you into the ground because he's just going to walk all over you. And in a way, some eBay sellers will do that to you too. If they see that you're timid and you're unsure of yourself, or you're indecisive, or you're not sure, and you're like, well, I could lower the price, and please buy my card. That kind of. I mean, I know I'm exaggerating, okay, but if they don't see that confidence in you, that you are confident in your prices and here's what I'm willing to do, here's what I'm not willing to do. Like, for instance, I did do a negotiation with somebody recently on eBay. I don't do it very often, but this guy wanted to buy 5 of my cards. Well, he contacted me and he said, I've got 5 of your cards in my cart. Is there anything you can do with the price to lower the price a little bit? And I didn't give him an exact answer. I kind of got back to him and I said, let me take a look at the cards first, and look at the price points and look at the content on the card, the subject matter on the card, because it depends on the subject matter. And I said, I'll get back to you. I didn't promise him anything. I just said, let me look at it and I'll get back to you. Well, I did look at it, and I determined the kind of cards he wanted. They were all military. They were all aircraft carriers. So I looked at the overall price and I said, okay, I've got some wiggle room there. I can work with this guy. So I got back to him. Now, here's another important point. When you're in negotiation with people like this, okay, when you're trying to present them a price that you've come up with, always present them with a price, but make it, again, a definitive statement. What I said to him was, I contacted him back. I said, hi, I've looked at the cards, and here's what I can do. That's a very definitive statement. Here's what I can do. In other words, that tells him I can't do anything else. Here's what I can do. And I gave him the overall price of what it would cost normally, and I gave him the price I was comfortable with. And I said, if that works for you, then get back to me, and we can work a deal. So he got back to me, said, that's fine. I agree to that. So I went in, and I changed all the prices. It took me about 3 minutes. And then I got back to him again, and again, definitive statement. I contacted him again, and I said, okay, I've changed all the prices, but here's something important that you need to do at this point of the negotiation, okay? Always set a time limit on it. Don't go back and say, well, I set all the prices, you can just go, I've changed all the prices. You can just go in and buy it now. Because I did that once time before when I was selling Hot Wheels, and a day went by, 3 days went by, 5 days went by, a week went by. This guy just disappeared into the witness protection program. He just, just fell off the face of the earth. I don't know where he went. And I had all that week with those items being sold, being priced at that low, a price that I had agreed on, and he just disappeared. So whenever you do something like that, always set a price. Always set a time. What I informed him was, here's the price, and just so you know, this price is only good. This offer is only good for 24 hours. If I don't see any activity by then, if you've changed your mind, that's fine. But after that, if I don't see any activity, the price goes back up to the regular price, and it will not be renegotiated. So basically what you're doing is you're defining the terms of the sale. Okay, here's what I'm willing to do. Here's what I'm not willing to do. And it's very definitive. There's no open end to where I can come back with you and say, something like, well, what's the lowest you're willing to take here? Okay. Unless you like getting into those negotiations, wait for this truck to go by. That's fine. But I personally don't have any time for that. So I set the terms. If they want to agree to those terms, great. We can do a deal. If not, they can just go buy off somebody else. It's not like, they're forcing me to have to sell to this guy. And, don't ever feel like, well, if I don't make this sale, he won't buy it. I won't make the sale. And then he'll tell all his friends and my sales will tank and I won't make any sales. Don't go there. Don't go there. That's not going to happen. There are millions of people on eBay. I mean, I probably got, I don't know the number, but I probably got 5 to 10 people looking at my cards at any one given time. So if I don't sell to this guy, there's always somebody else that come along that doesn't mind paying that price. And the reason why they don't mind paying a higher price is because maybe you give them excellent customer service. Okay? Maybe, like I provide excellent customer service. I provide excellent communication. I ship lightning fast. If there's a problem, I fix it. I own it and I fix it. And if I feel like I have to offer some kind of compensation for their inconvenience, I do that. I take care of my customers. That's part of the reason why eBay made me a top-rated seller, I guess, because I put my customers' interests at a high priority, within reason, okay? But I put it at a high priority, and that's why people keep coming back to me rather than going to somebody else and buying something off cheaper, Like the old saying, you get what you pay for. Okay, so I just wanted to share those things with you this morning. I hope that's helped. If it has, you know what to do. Smash that like button. It really helps the channel. I really appreciate it. And hey, give it your best and try to make top-rated seller. It is possible. I did it. And I wasn't even looking for it, but I did it. And you can too. So, hey, I got to go. But you guys have a great day. And we'll see you on the next video. Take care, and bye for now.